Hi, hello everyone, Luke Smith here, and this is going to be a Daniel Larson update, basically an end of year thing, and filling in what we missed from the last Daniel Larson update, the Gale update. So we're going to read November and December's snippets, because there are some obviously newer ones that happened after my last update on him. So on the 9th of November, Daniel calls Little Sippy and claims to be suing Bob and the US government. I don't know how he would be able to do that while in jail, but oh well. On the 12th, Clark calls Daniel for the first time in a month. He's got a new YouTube channel, Clark has, and he's trying to contact Daniel, and he is succeeding. So it's like, if you really want to hear new phone calls with Daniel Larson, then Little Sippy and Clark is the best options to go to at the minute, because they're the only ones who's doing it. On the 15th, Daniel calls Little Sippy from jail on his birthday. It's on Daniel Larson's birthday, I think. And Daniel turns 26, spends his birthday in jail. On the 16th, Daniel calls Clark from jail and gets into an argument with another inmate. I mean, the inmate is probably in the right for smacking him one, because Daniel's a piece of shit. And Daniel replies to emails from Little Sippy. On the 17th, Daniel emails Little Sippy and telling him that he doesn't need to be transferred, even though we'll get to that in a minute. 18th, Daniel emails Sippy again about his mental health, and he wants the case closed. So guess what? You do not run the rules in jail. You'd have to wait, boy. 19th, Daniel calls Little Sippy and Clark on the same day. 23rd, Daniel calls Little Sippy and receives a songbook. It's probably Little Sippy sent that to him. I'm not quite sure why. 24th, Daniel gets into a fight with his cellmate and gets punched on the nose. Well, to be fair, it's not a very hard target to miss, that big old nose of his. 25th, Daniel calls Clark, telling him the events that went on the day before. 27th, Daniel calls Little Sippy, claiming that the real Grace Vanderbilt is mad that Bob didn't get Daniel housing. Still on about that fucking shit again. The fucking Grace fanatic. And leave Bob alone, he didn't do anything wrong. On the 29th, Daniel has a 2-minute phone call with Little Sip, where he claims that he was being trolled in jail. I wonder why. And on the 30th, Daniel calls Little Sip, stating that he may be losing his phone privileges. Well, to be fair, with all the fucking phone calls that he's been making every month, of course he'd cut his phone privileges down. Now, December 1st, Daniel calls Clark, claiming sexual assault from his cellmate. Everyone knows that's a lie, but if it does happen, I hope that cellmate gets checked out, because he's probably got diseases now, isn't he? On the 10th, Daniel gets transferred out of FFCI Inglewood. So on the 10th, that is when he gets transferred out of there, and on the 11th, he gets transferred to the Simmawan Correctional Facility. So the 11th is like the latest update that we got of that. So what we're going to do, we're going to read that one in a minute. We are going to read some of these updates here from September 7th. I don't know, I can't remember if I did this bit, but there is some, obviously you can see there's a lot more added here. So September 7th, Clark Communication. This is on the second Galark site, by the way. On the 7th of September 2024, Clark called Daniel for the first time in nearly 4 months. Daniel seemed to have forgotten nearly everything that they have spoken about in the last call, as he speaks about his delusion of being in contact with the Vanderbilt family. More importantly, Daniel diverges details of his current legal situation. most notably that he was going to be transferred to a psychiatric facility in a different state sometime near the future, and that he has been in protective custody for up to 2 months at that point. So yeah, like remember like the last time, well before that, Clark called him and basically admitted that him and other people were trolling him, basically saying that Grace was never in contact with Daniel, this and that, and that obviously that kind of affected him. But 4 months later, Daniel was back to his old self, believing bullshit again. September 25th, report and transfer request. A report was filed on the 25th of September, with Daniel's attorney demanding that he be transferred to a psychiatric facility within a week, and that the court receive his evaluation by November 25th, with the case to be dismissed if neither happened. Daniel's attorney believes that he has been in jail for longer than he should have been, and the reason is because the mental health facilities do not have any beds available. Well, Daniel has made several dangerous threats to the government, and that is why he's in jail for. He should not be released, not for a long time anyway. On the 3rd of October 2024, the court responded to this request, stating that his 4-month evaluation period will begin in December. He will also be moved to Springfield, Missouri that month, and will be re-evaluated in April 2025. However, staff in Daniel's jail said that he would not be transferred anytime soon, and he is not on the list, and there are no beds available. If he is not transferred to Springwood by the 31st of December, the case will be dismissed, and which will result in Daniel being released. So I really hope that does not happen. However, cancelled in future hearings. Daniel had a competency hearing scheduled for the 23rd of September 2024, but it was ordered to be vacated. He was then re-evaluated sometime at the end of November. However, this re-evaluation did not happen. Lil Sippy and jail communications. In addition to correspondence from jail to Lil Sip, a convicted criminal Daniel Larson had acquainted himself with, Daniel provided updates on his current situation and experiences. Daniel continued to double down on his delusions, threatened to sue the US government, talk about how he thought Bob was ruining his life, asked Lil Sippy sexual questions over mail. He has a tendency of doing that to people, Daniel has. And demanded his own release from jail. More importantly, Daniel admits that he has not spoken to his lawyer since early August. Final FCI Inglewood correspondence. On December 1st, 2024, Daniel was making his last call at Inglewood. In his final call to Clark, Daniel claims to be raped by a previous cellmate of his. The validity of this claim has not been confirmed, but it can be assumed that this accusation of assault is false, considering Daniel's record of falsely accusing others of assaulting him. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is non-believable, really. And the December 10th transfer. On the December 6th, 2024, Daniel replied to an email from Lil Sippy that he was packing up and awaiting transfer to Springfield within the next week. 4 days later, Daniel was found to be not on BOP custody. Eventually, it was confirmed by Flexburger that Daniel was transferred out of Inglewood on December 10th and was booked into Cimarron Correctional Facility in Payne County, Oklahoma. With all previous details noted, Daniel is likely to be transferred out of Cinnamon within the near future. So he's not getting out anytime soon, because if he wasn't transferred to that facility, that would have been meant that he would have been released in the new year. So he will be in there until, I'm guessing, April of next year, or unless they find another mental institution to put him in, because the correctional facility that he's in now is basically another temporary jail until they can figure out a bed at a mental institution. So yeah, that is basically the last update that we got. So what we're going to do, we're going to read about this correctional facility now. We're going to read and read a little bit about it. Cimarron Correctional Facility is a medium security prison in an Union Incorporated, Payne County, Oklahoma, located 3 miles southwest of the city of Cushing. It is owned and operated by Core Civic, formerly Corrections Corporation of America, under the contract of the United States Marshal Service. The prison was built in 1997 and has a contracted capacity for 1,650 inmates. Currently of that number, 1,470 are medium security and 180 are maximum security beds. CCA also has imported prisoners for detention here. In March 2012, the Puerto Rico Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation agreed to send as many as 480 inmates to Cimarron to alleviate overcrowding prisons on the island. The 3-year contract was ended prematurely in June of 2023. Bloody hell, that was prematurely, not even a year. Or just over a year. After unit-wide fights and destructive events, and after them too, and the inmates were sent back to Puerto Rico. So that didn't last long, did it? In June 2015, a fight among inmates sent 7 of them back to hospital. 11 of them to the hospital. The fight involved up to 300 people. In September 2015, another fight took the lives of 4 inmates, all stabbed to death, and left another 3 wounded. This was the worst incident in state history. On the 16th of May 2017, a guard deployed pepper spray on an inmate. Other inmates attacked the guard in a melee, and in the melee, an additional 4 guards were injured. All personnel involved required hospital treatment. The prison was one of 2 operated by and 4 owned by Core Civic in Oklahoma. Due to reductions by Oklahoma Department of Corrections in the number of inmates put in private prisons because of budgetary issues, the Core Civic announced closure of the facility in 2020. I mean, obviously it's wrong because it's been reopened again, and that probably was because of COVID as well. Daniel's going to have a fun time in there, isn't he? He's probably going to get his shit kicked in more than ever due to all the fights in that jail. Let's see, location 3200 South Kings Highway. It is open. It is a federal prison. Capacity 1,650, opened in 1997, so it's kind of a newish one if they kept it updated. Managed by Corrections Corporation of America. Warden acting. Last edited 8 days ago. Okay. So that was it for this this video. hopefully Daniel will survive long enough for his trial date. But yeah, that has been it. I will be making another Daniel Larson video in the new year. I got another article to cover. I was going to do it tonight, but we had some visitors, so obviously I wanted to stay down and greet them and spend time downstairs. It's like 1:15 in the AM of Sunday morning right now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It will be a weekly recap video tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time.